Good day, everyone. This is Chad McCanna, resuming at long last my weekly Twitch series, Involuntary Twitching. As you may be able to tell by the Xbox 360 and impending Xbox Live Arcade logo, there we are. We're actually resuming the playthrough of Banjo-Tooie. This is a series brought to you by DK Vine's Patreon. Go to dkvine.com/Patreon or patreon.com/dkvine to check it out. We were able to hit one of our milestones several months back, which now compels me to Twitch all my Donkey Kong Universe gaming. I've done some Donkey Kong Countries, Banjo-Kazooie previously, and now we're making our way in a very plodding pace through Banjo-Tooie. Yeah, if you're new to the series, this is a game that I really like examining and pointing out little idiosyncrasies, areas in which I think the art and music direction is particularly good, and just in general trying to get through it with the help of all of you in the Twitch chat. Looks like we've got a really decent showing today. Let's see, hello out there to Banjo Mac, Ice Corin, I think is new to the stream. No Name Septuple9, Chris Alcock, one of our frequent visitors. Thank you for coming, sir. Falcon Dove Owl. I think Falcon Dove Owl, is that Karakong? It's been so long. I apologize. Starkweather TD, Ice Corin, and oh my god, DK Vine Heil has descended from on high to watch us stream. Thankfully, if you are a patron of DK Vine, you may have noticed the trials and tribulations that faced our latest conversation stream. Unfortunately, audio issues pertaining to Mac's version of Skype prevented me from being on the show. I spent like an hour very frustratingly troubleshooting that yesterday, but thankfully Heil and one of our forumers, Mitchell Wolf, were able to take care of that for us. Still another two. Okay, I couldn't remember how many children were out there. One moment. Let me turn up my volume on this end a little bit, because I do like to do voices, but I want to make sure they're based on the gibberish speak. Okay, really, what else is there for us to do in Witchy World? I know I've been advertising Jolly Roger Lagoon, but I know we're nowhere near completion in Witchy World. It's been a little over a month since we've done this, so I'm slightly rusty. Oh no, that's not right. Was it view totals? Yes. 6 out of 10. Okay, we've got all the honeycombs, though. We could use... Okay. Yeah, it's really just a matter of jiggies. Alright. Well, I certainly know that the dodgems need some attention, so perhaps we can head over there. Did we pay for the dodgems yet? Might have just been the sort of thing where, yeah, we turned them on with Mumbo, I think. Okay. Alright, so we just need to...
This is where you pay to enter.
Alright. So, we'll find a transport pad. We'll go over to the western area. That's where Humba is. And switch into Yield Car. Oh, I recall, actually, there's one other thing we can do now that we have our split pad. So, let's deal with the twisty, turny, slidey thing outside Mumbo's first. Yes, yes, yes. Where's the split pad? I think it might be behind us. There it is. It's cool how, actually looking at this, they've got sort of this... It's like an industrial version of nature. You can obviously see the rivets in here, and if you think about it, that's sort of the aesthetic from Nuts and Bolts. At least the stuff that was constructed by Log, the Lord of Games. Yeah, I doubt it was as overtly intentional as, as the dots that I might be connecting, considering that there was a pretty wide gulf of time between this and that game. But, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I like that they, it's not just, well, let's put fire on the wall. It's, let's put some artificial fire, but also make it look metallic. And then from a... Oh, nope, damn. I forgot about the switch cloud, which I think is the official name for those sparkles that are surrounding Banjo. No. No. There it is. Okay. Oh, yeah, they do a pretty cruel job of, Wait, is that pad going to disappear? I can't remember. Oh god, yeah, the health that you're left with is pretty restrictive whenever the characters split up, which I guess makes logistical sense, but oh, but makes things a bit more difficult than they otherwise would be. All right, let's try that again. I don't remember what the speed shoes are for, the turbo trainers. I'm assuming we need them, though. Why else would they be here? It has been so long since I've... Oh, God. This is not going well. Do I need them? Maybe I don't. Now I'm extremely nervous. Oh, come on. Ah! Okay, so I heard the ticking clock. Yes, so they are necessary. Oh, thank God there are no lives in this one. Wow. Also, if you're new to this, not a speed run. I should probably have mentioned that at the top of the show. Yeah, I'm just as bad as the general public. Sometimes I'm halfway decent if I've played the game, you know, ad nauseum, like the countries, but in a game like Tooie, where there's so much to see and do, there's just no reasonable way I could have possibly mastered, you know, much of it at all. Yeah, case in point. Ah, come on! Should I be jumping around them to the outside? Like, does Kazooie... Oh, man. Thank you, Ice Corin. If nothing else, I know this is your first stream with us. Ice Corin has just complimented my smooth voice. So, yeah, if my Banjo-Tooie prowess doesn't impress you, at least there's that as a fallback. Okay. Oh, nope, that could have crippled me at the outset. Okay, maybe I'm just gonna try and jump out and over them. Oh wait, oh, when you have the turbo trainers on, you can't flap. Ah. This is such a mess. All right. I'm just gonna kill Kazooie so we can recoup some of that health. Oh god. This is terrible. This is terrible. You know, I should have just gone to the dodgems. I think I was right the first time. It seems like I had a little bit of extra time when I got to the top. Oh, maybe this is just the right angle to do it from. It's making me more nervous, but perhaps I had like a bad visual angle. Oh, okay. That's okay. All right, yeah, it might have just been the angle. Oh god, I thought that was gonna disappear. What was I racing against? What was the ticking clock? Does anyone know? What? Okay, yeah. So what was the... Alright. Yeah, Chris has just advised me that I did not need the turbo trainers all along. What's the clock all about, though? Oh, the shoes are required to jump over the... Okay. Well, one more Jiggy taken care of. Thanks for stopping in, Heil. Enjoy dinner with Michelle. Give her my best. I will say hi to Mary Maggie for you. Mr. Kyle's Twitch has joined us. Welcome to the chat. The van is so stupid, but I love it. There it is. I'm trying to remember the Xbox controls. My brain still has all of these things permanently mapped to the N64. It's just one of those formative things. Ugh. Alright. Outer space. Let's go to it. I probably should have just warped there. That's okay. Witchy World's a fun enough stage to traverse that I don't mind doing a little bit of unnecessary legwork, or in this case, wheel work, tire work.
Pay here to enter the bone-jarring dodgems challenge. The ride is now open.
If you were with us, on our last stream, you would know that somewhere out here is Mr. Pants. But I'll refer you back to that one. It took a little bit of stargazing for us to finally see him expose himself. Yeah, so the dodgems are one of those... I enjoy the little kickball-style minigames in Banjo-Kazooie. I think they're... or Banjo-Tooie, rather. They're definitely more varied than the type of barrel minigames that you would get in DK64. You know, I don't want to draw too overt a comparison, but they are 3D platformers released by Rare within a year of each other, so there is something to compare. Space Zone. But, yeah, I mean, while Banjo-Tooie does have a huge number of minigames in it, I think that they at least mix them up enough to make each of them sort of worth your while. You're not, for example, forcing the snakes to keep the turtles spinning like 5 times in the same game. That may be a bit of an exaggeration, but I know there were multiple.
Leave our Twinklies alone.
So, not many people notice this, but these green chompy guys are actually the Twinkly Munchers from the first game. I don't know if they are intended to be the precise Twinkly Munchers that lived in Freezeezy Peak, but I think there's definitely something there, considering we're eating Twinklies. They look very similar, not really the same. Their jaws aren't quite as big as the ones in Kazooie, but yeah, these guys are Twinkly Munchers. They do have names as well. I forget what they are. Maybe Pack, Whack, and Wallop, something like that. Those might be the Stonies from the Mayhem Temple kickball game. Perhaps someone in the chat can help me out with the names of these guys. We do have them in the DK Vine character database. I forgot what I was shooting for. 60? Okay.
Not bad. You've beaten game.
Game 1 with
61 points.
Now try my new challenge. Collect all the silver coins and get first place to win.
Which one is the gas pedal? You guys? Let's see you collect 50 points worth of Twinklies in 45 seconds. Whack the bear!
Alright, 6 right up here. I think going in a circle and not getting stuck on the walls is really the... I mean, that's the strat, you know? Otherwise, they... Oh, Oh, are they actually eating the Twinklies as well? I guess they would be munching them, yes. Nope, nope, damn it. Yeah, it's trying to not only keep them from obstructing me, but keep them away from the best Twinklies. Oh, hello, Murray. We've got some feline accompaniment on the show this morning. Okay, we've got it. All right, it's gonna be much harder with the 3 Twinklies or Twinkly Munchers, though. Hello, Anecdote. Not Anecdote. Anecto. Glad to have you with us. Oh, him.
This fair was so much fun. I'm not going back to Mother, and there's nothing you can do to make me.
Is there, though?
Ow. What did you do that for, mister? I'm off to find my mom, and she'll tell my dad.
Oh, thanks for finding the little scab for me. Well, still another one to find, though.
Weird that she used the numeral 1. Typically, I think, what is it? MLA requires you to, I think, below 10, you spell out the... I doubt that was something they were considering when they were doing the dialogue in this game. It's just strange. It looks like the letter I. Because I don't think there are serifs on the capital I in the Banjo-Tooie font.
You're in for a real ramming this time, pal.
Hey, lads. Okay, so this will be tough. I do not want to get caught in the middle of them. Like, you know, this can't turn into a night at the Roxbury. Murray, I'm trying to collect fake Christmas lights in space while riding a Dodgem. Give me a moment. I guess not really, not Christmas lights, fairy lights when it's not Christmas.
String up the fairy lights.
Damn. Okay, I think we've got it. Yes! That's it. Barely.
No! You've beaten Game 3 with 45 points. I suppose you'll be wanting some sort of prize. That's right. Hand it over, you bony hag.
All right. Oh, those of you lamenting that I'm not doing DK64, as Chris Alcock pointed out, apparently Summer Games Done Quick is just next weekend. Always for a great cause. Usually it's cancer charities. I don't know what they'll be supporting this year, but yeah, I highly recommend checking out Summer Games Done Quick. That and the one they do in winter, which I believe is just the flagship Awesome Games Done Quick, are fantastic, and they do play a lot of great games, including ones from Rare's Past, which I know most of my audience is very, very passionate about, as am I. Okay, what else should we do in Witchy World? Is there anything, any task anyone wants me to try and tackle? I honestly am. Apart from just mindlessly exploring, I'm sort of at a loss for what I've left off. I mean, I know that we could try and get another one of Mrs. Boggy's children. Crash, Bang, and Wallop are those Twinkly Muncher names. Thank you, Ice Corin. Or if everyone agrees that it's time to go to Jolly Rogers, we can do that as well. We can just come back to Witchy World at some point in the future. It's really up to you. Summer Games Done Quick supports Doctors Without Borders, a very worthwhile cause. Okay. Now, did our Styracosaur pal wind up in here? I think he did. Yes, good. Or she. There are some eyelashes. And as we all know, eyelashes indicate a female character, and that is an inalienable rule. Just ask Bill Cipher. All right. All right, we're getting directives to go to Jolly's. Let's go say hi to everyone's favorite flamboyant frog. It's too early for alliteration. Anecto. That one's throwing me off. Anecto also wants Jollies. All right, well, give the people what they want. I think that'll require a trip back to Jiggy Wiggy, the mighty Jiggy Wiggy. I don't think we've unlocked Jollies, or if we have, we probably have enough to unlock at least one more world. Hello, Mr. Kyle's Twitch. Yeah, we have 28 Jiggies out of a required 14. I think we're doing pretty well. Can we talk to him now that we've... Okay, good.
This is the temple of Jiggy Wiggy. Approach the golden monolith to prove yourself worthy.
I wasn't sure if he had any additional dialogue options. Ooh, look at that. Look at just the gold there. I think it's a similar effect to what they use for the honey inside Honeybee's hive, which we should probably also go there as well. I don't think we have enough, but we'll give it a shot. Ah, it's so cool. Like all the reflective surfaces inside Jiggy Wiggy's temple. The floor. I think the trick they used for reflective surfaces back in the N64 days was that there's actually a completely different version of this stage in physical space below a semi-transparent floor, and they're just configured to operate off of exactly the same controls and code, so they stay in sync with each other. I want to say that's how they did it. If it was actually a texture reflection, then good God, the Banjo team was advanced, way ahead of the game. Okay. Ah, yes. So this is Jolly Rogers. I think what we're looking at is one of the sections in Atlantis. Maybe the Seaweed Sanctum. They have some really cool names for the sections in Atlantis. We have 82 seconds, so this shouldn't be too much of a problem. Ah, I don't know if you heard that in the back. That hi. I believe that's a repurposed sound effect from the enemies in Rusty Bucket Bay in the first Banjo-Kazooie. The Grublin Sailors, I think? Something like that. Alright.
You have completed Jiggy Wiggy's challenge 4, so now the Great One will show you the way. Behold the power of the mighty Jiggy Wiggy.
Ah, yeah, it might be the swimming baths, that puzzle.
You are indeed the chosen one. You also have enough Jiggies to attempt puzzle 5? 5.
Okay, so they have not yet started flipping the pieces. Although there are more and more of them missing every single time. After a while, they start rotating them, a la the later sections of the Bottles Bonus Bonanza. Yep. Oh no, that's not where I intended. Yeah, if you watch my Banjo-Kazooie stream, you'll know the anxiety-inducing, just sweating peril that is the Bottles bonus from the first Banjo-Kazooie. It's so difficult to do, and I think I got every single puzzle except the last one, and I attempted it multiple times. Every single one of them resulted in, I think, maybe 1 to 5 seconds being too late. I just got so close and just couldn't nail it. So unfortunately, we never got to see the wishy-washy banjo spell in the first game. Oh, look at this banjo! The AI banjo kept running right into the stegosaur there from Pterodactyl Land. That's curious. I wonder if perhaps Banjo was on rails for the purposes of the puzzle, but the sort of the random quote-unquote AI that dictates where the enemies move was still randomized, so he wasn't necessarily supposed to be in the way of Banjo's path. Theory. I have no idea if that's accurate. Oh, No Name Septuple 9 is telling me that they never flip the pieces in Banjo-Tooie. Wow, I'm misremembering that. Interesting. You are indeed. Do I have enough? Is it 28? Oh my god. What's this going to be? Grunty Industries? Well, we might as well while we're here. Glad I got those last 2 in Witchy World. Yeah. Okay. Grunty Industries it is. Bum, bum, ba-da-ba. Oh. Oh, come on. Sometimes it's hard to tell exactly where you're placing the piece, because it does cover up the place that you're trying to put it. Where? Okay. I'm trying to find the puzzle piece that has Banjo and Kazooie on it, but it's difficult. 53 seconds. I don't know if we can do it. There they are. So many anthropomorphic objects in Grunty Industries. Ooh, and check out that area. I think that might be where Weldar shows up, possibly, but it's definitely got, like, wavy heat lines. Whether or not that's where Weldar is, I recall Weldar, he's the boss from Grunty Industries, being one of the most difficult puzzles in the entire game. I think the order of operations to actually get to Weldar and activate his chamber for the boss fight, I think it takes like 8 or 9 steps that each of them independently yields you absolutely nothing, but you have to keep marching ahead. That might be one, once we get to Grunty Industries, that I'll need some help from you guys. Grunty Industries gets a bad rep. Chris Alcock going to its defenses. Ice Cord and Anacto, No Name Septuple 9, Mr. Kyle's Twitch. Everyone is except Chris Alcock is taking Grunty Industries to task. Wow. Honestly, I sort of, while I wouldn't say it's the objectively best world as Mr. Alcock has done, I do enjoy Grunty Industries. I think it's, for making a stage that takes place entirely indoors in an industrial setting, I think they did a lot of good to differentiate each of the individual sections of the world. They're all pretty well themed, and I think that the puzzle solving for actually figuring out how to get around the place is, it's definitely, I'm gonna go the long way, by the way. It's more fun sometimes when I access a new area. I like to go there on foot. I don't know, it's a bit of weirdness, but no, I think that Grunty Industries is definitely underrated. There's a lot going on there that, upon replaying it, is much less frustrating to me to navigate than Glitter Gulch Mine, for example. I think it's more intellectually stimulating, just from a puzzle solving and game design point of view. Oh, Mr. Kyle's Twitch was defending it. Good. He just said 5 floors of madness, puzzles, and naked bunny people. Oh, and there's a giant toilet cleaner. I don't know why I thought that was an insult. Yeah, I'll trade. Let's do it. Sure, honey.
Toss your honeycombs over here, then, Big Bear.
This is one example in which my voices are probably diminishing returns. I do miss the old Banjo and Kazooie heads from the Life Bar. Yeah. Yeah, these ones, they sort of used... I know that this is an up-resed version for the purposes of the XBLA version of the game, but I believe they... yeah, I think on the original, on the N64, they were also just sort of a polygonal version of the heads, as opposed to the sprite-based full renders. It was like a polygon sprite instead of a render sprite. Which is a strange choice. Alright, so I've often described Banjo-Tooie as kind of a Metroidvania-style game in platformer clothing. One of the reasons for that is because different sections of the world are gated off based on the moves that you learn in other areas. Think of, for example, of using an upgraded missile on Samus Aran's Varia suit that would allow you to get into a door that you previously weren't able to get into. Obviously, we were in this section with Glitter Gulch Mine. We might have even seen the split-up pad and not known what it was. We might have seen these and not known what they were, and we couldn't get there until we got that upgraded missile in Witchy World. So that's sort of what I mean when I say that it's kind of a Metroidvania designed game. You don't, unlike previous 3D platformers like Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie itself, DK64, there's no linear go into the world, do the objectives, leave the world.
Launching eggs of solid ice!
So, oh yeah, check out, okay, so there's one of the Grunty Dactyls way down there below. Oh god, terrifying eyes.
Dismissed!
That's a pretty rare animation to get. I know we got it once before and I missed it, so I was glad to see it. Yeah, so that's one of the pervasive mysteries of Banjo-Tooie. What is... I'll try and do it without dying. Maybe I'll have a better vantage point up here. There's a Grunty Dactyl flying around down there, and I've never known what the deal is with that. All right, of course, one of the reasons we're opening up the train Chuffy for the overworld, trying not to fall off, is because we need to heal that Styracosaur, and we do so with that Mumbo pad, and conveniently, Mumbo has a hut right there. You can sort of see at the side of it. I'm trying to get a good look. Ah, there it is, there it is. What the hell is up with that? I mean, apart from the cinema scene that we were just on when we were talking to Jam Jars, I can't think of any legitimate reason for that being there. Also, let's see if we can get this. Very strange. Jump chuff pass. Well done, Banjo Mac. Oh. Come on. Should have just done the Breagle Bash. Alright, so I think the Globo is hanging out over by the Hailfire Peaks station. I think that might actually be on top of Hailfire Peaks. And of course we can't get there for a little while. I think there's a pathway. No, actually we might be able to get there now. Check out the resolution on that ye olde Lagoon sign. That might be an XBLA thing. That looks a little too crisp for the N64. I think that might have been one that on the 64 was broken up into like 4 lower resolution panels. Ah, there we go. Sort of a strange puzzle. There's not really much to it. I like these little stairs, though. They remind me of staircases in Minecraft made out of half slabs. A little longer than your standard staircase. A lower slope. That's one of the great examples of the variable music. That you know, as you the MIDI shifting as you move from region to region. You know, of course, Grunty's lair in the first game and the Isle of Hags in this one are, you know, shining examples of that technique. Like, listen to it. It's got these sort of brass, kind of bombastic instruments, which are used in Hailfire Peaks. And now into the more kind of mystical, sort of foreboding fairy tale instrumentation of the main Isle of Hags. Really cool technique that I had thought that it was pioneered in Diddy Kong Racing, but I think it actually might have been something that they were using in 12 Tales Conquer 64, maybe even back when it was known as Conquer's Quest, that of course never got released. But the technique itself could have predated Diddy Kong Racing.
Must give magic creature to Mumbo if want help. Want Mumbo's help?
Okay.
Sure, we need all the help we can get. Throwing Mumbo's back.
Oh wait, no, hang on. Is that Styracosaur ill? No, there's actually no reason for us to. No, okay. I think the one that we rescued, and I will just put him back in his seat. Cool. The one that we rescued is he's perfectly healthy. I think there's another one that's sick, and we need to bring him back here to heal him. Yeah, the one we currently have can go straight to Pterodactyl Land, as far as I know. Any civil engineer with a user experience-oriented mind would absolutely hate the way this door opens. Should be hinged on this side, damn it. What do these things say? I always forget.
I have already opened the store for you.
Oh, I guess they tell you how many are required. Jolly Roger's Lagoon. Probably my favorite world in the game. Jollies, oh boy. Alright, so immediately there's a few things we can do out here. We can drill these holes to start collecting doubloons. I don't know, it just makes me happy. I love that there's this little village. You know, there's not much to it, of course. There's Jolly's bar that we're standing on top of. There's Pano's shop over there, Captain Blubber's rentals, and Mumbo's hut. But when you're down there running around on the ground and everything is, you know, the buildings are sort of looming above you, and I don't know, the fact that there is a watering hole here, that, you know, there's enough of that for people to maybe come here from out in the ocean and drown their sorrows, or I don't know. It just feels like there's more to Jolly's to Jolly Roger's Lagoon than there actually is. I mean, of course, the bulk of the stage is underwater in Atlantis. Yeah, I just love it. There's something that feels like home about it. See if I can get over there. I'm curious what the sign has to say.
Skull, beach, skull.
Okay. Oh yeah, I know what that's referencing. Ooh, I did not mean to go in here just yet. But yeah, this is one of those examples of getting to hear some music well before we're supposed to be there. Of course, this is a section of Grunty Industries. That might be a Minjo. I don't want to risk it. Let's see. Definitely a excuse me. Definitely a Minjo. Yeah, so if we follow the pipe that we were just running around in, I know it's a little dark, kind of hard to see in places. It's what you get with dynamic lighting on occasion. It's cool that the water in Jolly Roger's Lagoon actually comes from the waste disposal section of Grunty Industries, and we'll get to see some of the side effects of that, the unfortunate ramifications on Mother Nature. Jeez, yeah, okay, right here. I think we would have been harmed if we tried to swim in it previously, or at least these poor pigs would have had a rough time in their favorite watering hole. Damn, we really should have talked to them before I did this. I didn't even think about the dialogue options we'd be losing. Well, at any rate, while there's nothing achievable for us that counts toward Grunty Industries total, we do get this Jiggy hint that somewhere near the waste disposal plant, there's going to be a Jiggy in a box. And it's just a little bit of kind of textural world building. From that side of the level, you'll be able to see in here, and vice versa. I love the way that the worlds are so interconnected in this game. Ooh, is that a ladder? Might be a ladder. Aha. Okay. Not strictly necessary, but I won't turn my nose up at it. Alright, we've shut down the flow of sludge, as No Name is putting it. I did mention the doubloons.
This is a doubloon. They are the only currency accepted in Jolly Roger's Lagoon.
Come on, come on. Oh, come on. There we go. It's probably my fault for using both swim buttons as taught by Royston.
Looks much cleaner now. Thanks.
We still got the temperature problem to sort out, though.
This poor guy.
The water's cleaner, but there's still the temperature to fix. Yeah, and your freaky arm.
I think there's a few more dialogue options you get talking to him.
Please warm the water up, it's freezing.
I thought Kazooie made fun of his arm a few more times.
The water's still too cold.
What do we do to warm it up? I think we use maybe the power of the sun. Maybe a fire egg? Probably a fire egg. No, probably not a fire egg. Alright, well, we can collect a few more doubloons while we're running around. Wow, the draw distance on those doubloons is pretty low, even on the XBLA version. Yes. Oh, that's cool. So, I didn't really realize that before. Oh, wait, no, hang on, this doesn't... Look at the way the doubloons sort of draw in. So, right here, it's as if I've gotten close enough for it to draw. However, if you've ever taken photos and used or video and done like a reverse dolly zoom, you know the difference between physically moving the camera and zooming in on something. When you zoom in, it really compresses everything and makes the image look flat, which is exactly what's happening here. So the camera that the game is using isn't physically moving toward that object, otherwise we'd see perspective shifts on everything around it. And yet, it still behaves as if the camera is close enough to see it. It might have been over or perhaps under your heads, depending on... I feel like I did a pretty shit job of explaining my thoughts, but... Yeah. So the draw distance works not only on camera position, but on the zoom level of the camera. That's pretty interesting. Hello, Angry Ancestor. Oh, blubber.
Oh, hi there. It be your old shipmate, Captain Blubber. How you going, me hearties?
No, a hard day, really.
Aye, these adventures are all the same. So many places to go and things to see.
Beats standing around, though. How's business, Blubber?
Blubber nuts.
Not good landlubbers. All me wave racers are shipwrecked, and the last one was eaten by a fish yesterday.
Perhaps we can lend you a doubloon or two.
No, shipmates. But I will sell you my last possession for just one doubloon. How about it, me hearties? You want my last possession for
one doubloon. I thought he was gonna say,
for I do
something, before. Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
He's a good one, Banjo. Have a look inside this here crate. Thanks, shipmates. I'll be off to Jolly's for their quiz night. There'll be 1,000 doubloons up for grabs, and if I win, I'll be having me a fine new flying machine.
Well, I think anyone who's completed this game knows how that, what was it, a trivia contest? How that turns out. Yes, okay. So one of the new abilities for the Turbo Trainers have, is that you can run on water with them. So we'll put that to good use in just a moment. Yes, we've already taken care of that. There are a number of wave racers here. Maybe they're just broken? I could have sworn I heard a Jinjo. Ah, yes. How do we get to you, my potentially extraterrestrial friend? Do 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 do. How do we get up there? I would assume over there, but a little hard to see. Ah. Oh yes, Starkweather TD. Yeah, you were hearing my cat in the background. He's wanting attention. It's not a work day. We're actually here, and yet I'm paying attention to a screen and not him. Okay. Someone's saying 360 no scope it. Eh? Well, it's a Jinjo, not a Minjo. Damn. Well, I'm gonna get whatever's out there in the world, and well, maybe you guys can help me figure out how the hell to get to that guy. There's another Jinjo that needs our attention. Wait, what's a meme? Karakong's telling me that I've just been the victim of a meme. What is I hear a kitty a meme, perhaps? Because there literally was a kitty in the background. Turtleview Cave. Yeah, these signs are definitely XBLA enhanced. While they did a great job with the resolution on a lot of these textures, I don't think that's yeah, that's just a bit too much for this version. However, Turtleview Cave gives us a decent view of a turtle. Aww. Our good friend Tip Tup looking a little different. Strange. Tip Tup, I guess over the course of... Well, we know that he had a Banjo X design. Ed Bryan tweeted that not too long ago. So Tip Tup has had 4 character designs over the course of his, I guess, 4 appearances in games. I don't think he was in Grunty's Revenge. I think there was just the Tip Tup Suite reference in Spiller's Harbor.
It ain't happening, lady. You need to get rid of Lardy Boy before you learn this one.
Fair enough. Yeah, Kazooie always game to jettison Banjo at the slightest provocation. Okay, someone's saying try a regular jump off the barrel. Oh, hey, hey, this box reappeared. Huh. Okay, regular jump off the barrel. Ooh, okay, so I did kind of a little backsliding thingy. Let's see if I can get up here and then... Yeah, I don't know if that was the intended approach, but hey, whatever works. Okay. I should probably get the warp position thingy. And most of these little caves hold doubloons. God, I never get sick of pirate music aesthetic. I am. This is just making me Jones for Sea of Thieves all the more. And I just got done playing it at E3 for a whole week. Well, 3 days. Alright, let's get an up-close look at this texture, because that is our want. Pretty solid. I like it. Nice little Jolly Roger icon. Considering. Oh, what does this say? I know we have to bill drill it. Okay, just Jolly Roger Lagoon. However, that's the N64 resolution version of the name. I believe this same type of texture is the one that's used out in the Isle of Hags, the sign that's leading into Jolly Roger's Lagoon. Is it? Hang on a second. Is it Jolly Roger Lagoon or Jolly Roger's Lagoon? There's a pretty easy way for us to sort this out. Ah, it's possessive. Jolly Roger's Lagoon. Okay. Well, that's a little interesting inconsistency that I'd never noticed before. So I guess then we have to decide... Oh, this might take grenade eggs. We have to decide whether the in-game naming of the stage should trump the name that it's been given for the purposes of a HUD and a menu. Huh. Oh, there's another one we need to get in a moment.
You've lost the safety the banjo brings. Defend yourself now with your wings. Whirl them around by pressing X. Useful attack. I think you'll
agree. Dismissed. Wait, what was that supposed to have been? C? No, B. Whirl them around by pressing B. Because it wouldn't have been Z, that would have been Z. That's really a tragedy of the of the XBLA port. Alright, that's where we need Kazooie. And of course, we're ignoring the frog in the room, but we'll get to him shortly. Bum, 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 bum. I spent so long frustratingly trying to get up here before it dawned on me that perhaps Kazooie without Banjo would be just light enough to make it work. Oh man, I love the way that this world is built up. I mean, God, God, even the waves coming off the water. But just how much you don't think about the difference in elevation, but how much lower this is. It gives you. If all of this was flat, kind of on the same plane, if this was essentially well, I was trying to make a point. If this was at sea level, essentially, I don't think the world would feel nearly as cohesive as it does. It would, but you've got this little staircase here and another staircase here. It all serves to turn it into kind of a little miniature vista and make it a lot more visually stimulating. Really fantastic work. Now let's go talk to Pawno before we go to Skull Beach Skull. Starkweather TD. Shut up, Chad. I'm looking at the water. Ah, yeah. That'll be on my headstone. A lot of fun little Easter eggs in Pawno's. Of course, he's the proprietor of the pawn shop. The first Easter egg we should point out.
My name's Pawno. I'm a local pawnbroker.
More interested in that Jiggy in the case.
Yes, a real nice piece, circa Banjo-Kazooie. So I was told. I reckon 20 gold doubloons would be a fair price.
20 doubloons? We only want the Jiggy, not your whole shop.
I don't understand the doubloon-based economy. If a trivia contest prize is worth 1,000 doubloons, you could beat the game just by beating the trivia contest. Well, actually, that's what Banjo-Kazooie is. Never mind. I suppose trivia is important. Okay, so let's look around Pawno's shop a little bit. This little sack of grain or whatever it is, I don't know if it's identical to the models that are used in some of the Donkey Kong 64 Jungle Japes little factory sections. They're not quite as industrialized as the Frantic factories, but that burlap sack texture looks really familiar. Maybe something like it in Fungi Forest, or perhaps it was just parallel design decisions on the part of both teams. Of course, from the aforementioned trivia contest, we've got third prize, which is this disgusting, ratty old thing that Kazooie loves misinterpreting as Tootie. We've got this BK box, not quite sure what's in there, but a picture of Brentilda, who would never show up ever again because she's a terrible character. I know there's some partial to Brentilda. I think even Greg Mayles himself has gone to her defense before, but she's pretty awful. I think they did a good job of, while they sort of hang a lampshade on it with things like this, and then the missing Tootie in the Cloud Cuckoo Land carton of milk. I think they did a good job of recognizing what the strengths of the first game were and course correcting where necessary. Brentilda and Tootie, probably weaker elements from the first game.
Would you still like to buy the Jiggy? What do you say?
Aye.
You say yes, but your purse is telling me no.
Oh, damn, yeah, we are short. Okay. Back to the treasure hunt. Hello, Smooth Dog. I don't know if I'd said hello to you already. Well, then, we've got our Globo. Let's go see what Mr. Jumbo has to say for himself. Why could I be activating grenade eggs at a time like this? Okay, so this is something that's incredibly hard to pick up on. You certainly won't if you're coming at it from this angle and you're playing on a CRT monitor. But that right there, it's all about the angle of approach. So what usually happens is, or what would happen when I first played this game, is I got incredibly frustrated about how the hell am I supposed to get to Tip Top. It seems like it should be behind Mumbo's skull. And then only upon coming down this and not doing the shortcut that I usually do, which is something like this, where I just fall straight there and walk out the door, of course I would have completely missed that there was this crack in the wall. One of the better hidden things in the game. And we can't really help Tip Top yet until we go to Pterodactyl Land, but, you know, we'll come back. We'll come back.
Hi.
In the face. Okay, what does Tip Top sound like?
Oh, I don't know what to do.
What seems to be the problem, Tip Top?
That's my baby. He's about 32 weeks late. Can you help? Can't you just sit on it and hatch it? I'm a reptile, not a bird. He's supposed to get out himself.
Hey, it's Tip Top. Yeah, they've changed it a bit, but this is definitely more in line with his Banjo-Kazooie voice than his Diddy Kong Racing one. Which is fair. I think if anyone's due a retcon, it's Tip Top. And maybe he's aged, you know? He obviously has... I think he has 20 children, or 19 at the moment. So, in those old stop-and-swap days, when everything seemed like fertile ground for a stop-and-swap theory, I used to wonder what was the deal with this little arena. And you see that thing poking out in the background there? I tried so hard to get to that, and I think ultimately all it is the lip on the other part of the world, the main part that leads you down into Atlantis. Yeah, hours were spent trying to jump up that slope and get over there. This game forced you to part ways with common sense sometimes. Oh! I was gonna try and take him out from afar. Cameron just made a great point that so many of the things that explode in this game spawn particles and shards of little polygons, like blowing up that entrance in Mumbo's hut, that you really only see once. And, you know, they do animate the way that those shards fall on the ground. And yet, you know, I did it once. It took a second and a half. If I had been taking a sip of water or not recording this for the masses, it would have been completely lost. And yet someone spent... One of the animators on the Banjo team spent a good amount of time making sure that those pieces fell precisely where they wanted them to.
Welcome again, Bear and Bud.
Oh, we got a Globo.
Must give matching creature to Mumbo if want help. Want Mumbo's help?
Sure, we need all the help we can get.
Throw it in Mumbo's bag.
Alright, here we go. Skull. Beach.
Hope this works.
Hey, it's Malik! Welcome, Malik.
Ita boca, ita boca.
Hi, Murray. Back for more attention.
Ogre
Malik, I noticed on Twitter that you posted a screen grab of an upcoming Adobe Premiere project. I'm looking forward to seeing what that is.
Water has plenty oxygen. Bear and Bird not need to hold breath in there now.
You know what? Maybe before... Maybe I should have killed Banjo and Kazooie trying to swim down there just to see how far they would get. A morbid little exercise. Huh. Let's see what some of the other citizens of Jolly Roger's Lagoon say to Mumbo.
Sorry, but I'll only talk to Banjo or Kazooie. Sorry, but I'll only talk to Banjo or Kazooie.
You can tell they're different pigs because their voices had different implied inflections. I definitely didn't make that up. Oh. Pawno's Emporium. Buy, sell, and trade. Okay. I was wondering if it had like an established thing that might help timestamp Jolly Roger's Lagoon or the lineage there.
Sorry, but I'll only talk to Banjo or Kazooie.
Malik reports that said project is up and running on YouTube. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Skull, beach, skull. I'm sure he would get a similar reception inside Jolly's, but I do want to save. I want to save that for when we're nice and ready. I think taking care of most everything above ground would be a nice way to cap this episode off, and then the next one we can literally dive into Atlantis. Oh, but hang on, let's see if there's anything on top of Pawno's before we go inside. Okay, no, looks like we're good. All right, but we have earned enough thanks to the interior of Mumbo's for that lovely little Jiggy, which may be our first one in Jolly Roger's Lagoon.
It's still 20 doubloons for the Jiggy. Would you like to buy it? What do you say?
Aye.
Right, friend. Let's see some gold.
Should have thrown 20 doubloons individually.
A pleasure doing business. Help yourselves.
So one thing I didn't... Oh, 12. He put 12. Was it only supposed to cost 12? Oh, maybe he put... It looked like 12 from the other side. If you're watching on YouTube, go to the tape. I'm curious. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. One thing that I didn't mention about Pawno is, if you look at him, he seems to be a relative, or at least the same species, as Salty Joe. He does have a peg leg that seems to be giving him some trouble, though, poor guy. A proper pirate, him. Nice tricorn. Lovely earring. But, yeah, he seems, while Salty Joe is more reddish, he's kind of grayish. I think the models are based off of the same base, and yeah, perhaps the two of them are related somehow. It's always been kind of a headcanon of mine. Chris Alcock has pointed out how I give Pawno a Grimshaw-styled voice, and of course they're both voiced by Steve Malpass. So yeah, maybe there's something to that. I've inadvertently deconstructed it, and it's just Steve Malpass. But why can't I use my blaster? All right, Jollies, let's do it. There he is.
Oh, hello there. I'm Jolly Roger, town mayor and proprietor of this lovely Harborside Inn.
We'd like a ginger beer, please.
I'd love to oblige, but I'm less than jolly at the moment, as my partner's gone missing, ellipsis.
That's a shame. Now, how about that drink?
Kazooie.
Oh, sorry. Where did you last see her?
She was out on a wave racer early yesterday evening. I heard a big gulping noise, and when I got outside, she was gone.
Perhaps she was eaten by a vicious sea demon.
Oh, I hope not. It's happy hour soon, and I'll be needing some help. Would you like... I fucking love Jolly. Look at his eyes. It's tough price as this naughty mole has dug a hole in the corner. How about it? Aye. Okay, big boy. Show me the money. Lovely. I'll just open the door for you, okay? Cheers. But how can you possibly sleep while my partner is still missing?
Look at just. Oh my god. Jolly is one of those ones. It's hard to. Yeah, he's the DKU's first out and proud character, which is awesome, but he's also emblematic of like every gay stereotype there is, which is not so awesome. So I do feel conflicted about Jolly, but at a certain point, I just have to embrace the character. He's really funny, really fantastic, and I don't think any of it is mean-spirited on the part of the Banjo team. Oh, whoops. Just look at his... I love Jolly. He's so great. I'm glad that he finally got playable in Banjo Pilot, which is one of the stranger decisions that team could have made. All right, so I guess we'll do what he says and go take a look at the corner. He's opened this up for us after all. Oh, this is another one of those beds that has that really cool bouncy effect, similar to the bouncy castle in Witchy World.
When in the water and baddies attack, this new move will let you shoot back. Press Y for the aiming sight, followed by left trigger, right trigger to start a fight. That'll be all. Dismissed.
All right, not too shabby. There is one other corner of Jolly's that I think we have to access from the outside, but we'll get to that in a moment. Now we've got a, well, there's a lot more to examine in here. Lovely little fireplace. I like the way that it lights up. It doesn't affect your dynamic shadow, but it certainly lights up Banjo in a really cool way. This whole area surrounding the fire. Donkey Kong 64 is known for its colored lights and point lights, but those still do use circular shadows. They don't have the dynamic shadow that you see here under Banjo. And I feel like they're too overt. You walk out of Donkey Kong's treehouse into that little cave that leads you to DK Isles, and there are blue, purple, and green lights just sort of swinging around. They shouldn't be there. You shouldn't have green light sources in a cave in the jungle. It's the sort of atmospheric that is really there just to show you, whoa, did you see that? That extended Kazooie's hitbox into the fire and it hurt me. That was the Breagle Bash that I learned from Heggy. Let's try that again. Oh, now that's interesting. Wow. Okay. So I guess to any other object that we would have interacted with, it would have registered as a hit. But since you can't hit fire, it had an equal and opposite reaction back at us. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. Pretty cool. Anyway, the lighting effects in this game feel so much more organic than they do in DK64. I feel like that one's just kind of... I feel like their scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they didn't stop to think if they should. Whereas the Banjo team, having the experience of Banjo-Kazooie under their belts, they were able to be a little more intuitive with the restraint that they showed to things like dynamic lighting effects, and I think that's definitely a plus for the game. Let's take a look at the menu. This may be the original resolution from the 64, but of course the specials: salty dumplings, a toad in the hole, and seaman's surprise. Jolly, you've outdone yourself.
Oh, and I like to get a little bit of ginger in my mouth every now and then.
Alright. Now, the big Easter egg in this game, really. One of the ones that I think people have been clamoring for ever since we got into that bedroom in Mad Monster Mansion. Look who it is.
Avast there, you scurvy dogs! I be Captain Blackeye, fearless pirate and scourge of the seas.
You're looking a tad wobbly there, Blackie.
Just a touch of the seasickness, you filthy rats.
Seasick, some pirate you are.
What's your tongue, buzzard?
By the way, we recently, I think in the last few months, received a tweet from, I think, Steve Mails, that showed off the NERB's render of Captain Blackeye, and we'd long wondered what his hat says. It's actually a vast there. You just have never been able to tell in any of his in-game pictures. Also, I never noticed this until just now. He has a very teeny tiny eye patch. Square-jawed as ever, though. And of course, because Blackeye.
A bear stole me glory. Looked a bit like you, he did.
Yeah, of course, Blackeye, the history there, and you can check this out on youtube.com/rarelimited, all spelled out. That'll take you to Rare's YouTube page. They have a video about the history of Dream, which is the game that ultimately became Banjo-Kazooie, and Blackeye factored heavily into that title. He was going to be the main antagonist. He and his crew of pirates were trying to figure out how to turn their pirate ships into... He even said it there, I were in this game once, called Dream. They were trying to turn their pirate ships aeronautical with some material called floaty. So check out that video on Rare's YouTube page if you want to know more about the history of Blackeye. But because he's so significant to the mythos, they've surrounded him with all these other things like Shark Food Island and there's one of the secret eggs.
Or I had a dream once.
There's Treasure Trove Cove itself, and a treasure chest that we are completely unable to open. Alright. Blackeye, apologies. I think we can... Yeah, so what we need to do for him... There's not much else to do.
A bear stole me glory. Looked a bit like you, he did.
We've heard that one. Jeez, get some new complaints.
My partner still hasn't returned, you know.
Hang on, I thought we needed to get a drink for Blackeye. Do we not have enough?
Shiver me timbers. These seasick tablets Jolly gave me are mighty useless. Splice the main brace. One more press of that there button and I'll run you through.
Like the Ghoulies pirates.
Run you through. One more press of the button. Right. I'll slit you. Oh, my poor stomach. Just take these doubloons and fetch me another glass of water.
Oh no, I wish I had a better view of that. He basically downed his drink and then fell over.
I had a dream once.
Yeah, he effectively destroyed his chair. And that's all that remains of Captain Blackeye for the time being. Heil is a little more certain that Blackeye will be in Sea of Thieves than I am, but while I'd love to see him turn up, I don't know if it's in line with what they're doing with the game. But beloved character, maybe one day he'll sail again.
My partner still hasn't returned, you know.
Okay, no need to get passive-aggressive about it. Nice of them to place the stool right here, so we can see into the room. A little bit of gunpowder. Interesting. There's another one of those little particle break-em-ups that Cameron was mentioning. All right, Let's go around back and see what we've got here. Chris Alcock is asking me if I want to sail together. As far as I know, we can sail together. In fact, I think we shall. Ah, yes. So, now we're moving from the main Jolly Rogers Lagoon theme into a variation on the Atlantis theme. So, I can't rightly recall. Is this one of those ones that requires... Yeah, how do you get this one? I mean, if I used the turbo trainers, I could walk over there, but then I couldn't. Then I couldn't get up there. It looks a little too high. Maybe the water level needs to be raised. Yeah, this is where my familiarity really starts to get hazy. You know, usually I get to Jolly Rogers Lagoon, and that's about the extent of my playthroughs. Just because something else has come out by that point. So I've only done this through maybe 2 or 3 times in the 16 years since this game came out. Ah, Puff Tups. I don't think that these baddies had an official name. They might have. Actually, they probably do. But yeah, of course they're obviously reminiscent of the Puff Tups from Donkey Kong Country 2. And DK64 actually had Puff Tup baddies in it as well. In fact, an entire boss was named Puff Toss. We need to get the Kazooie breakup move in order to get through that fish, which is called a Seemee. S-E-E-M-E-E. Mr. Seemee Seeks. And I think we get that later on in Atlantis. But we're sort of going... We're going a weird roundabout way to Atlantis that... You know what, I think given that we're right at about 90 minutes on this one, let's wait until next week before we dive into the larger part of Jolly Rogers Lagoon. I'd hate to... I mean, there's so much in Atlantis that, yeah, I think that's enough to grease the wheels for our next one. Although we should read this sign while we're here.
Having trouble breathing underwater? Go see the shaman.
It's a little more overt than Beach Skull Beach. Oh, someone is telling me to glide as Kazooie. Oh, gliding. Wow, yeah, that's a move we won't learn until the ice side of Hailfire Peaks. I completely forgot about the glide move. Yeah, as you can see, this is that's how long it's been. Yeah, oh, I loved that glide move. That really opens up the worlds. Yeah, that's a fun one. I'm looking forward to unlocking that move. But yeah, Metroidvania style, we'll have to come back. Right now, it's just a point of frustration. All right, well, anything else we can do reasonably? Let's see. I'll head back out to the Isle of Hags and see if there's anything more we can open up while I'm winding down with you. I suppose our next point of ingress will be... Oh, maybe we have to get up there. But no, we learned that at Pterodactyland, and that's not until the next section of the Isle of Hags. Where do we go next? Oh. Yeah, now I'm forgetting. Where's the next spot? Came out of there? Came out of down there, I think. Oh no, we came out of here. Yeah, that leads to the Glitter Gulch Mine area. That's nothing, that's just a texture. Oh, someone's telling me to grab the doubloons by the Jinjo above the water and get Pano's Cheeto page. can do. And maybe by the time I'm done with that, you guys can help me figure out how to get to the next section of the Isle of Hags. Is it really up there? Let me take a look. I don't think the, yeah, those guys can't get me up here. No, that's just a black Jinjo. Okay. I mean, hashtag black Jinjos do matter, but we'll have to come back for him later. Okay. Alright, so apparently there's some doubloons above the water. Oh, this might be a one of those draw distance things. No? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, someone's telling me yes. You do get in through the water near Witchy World in the Wooded Hollow. That's right. Yeah, the Kazooie split up move that we've learned here will prove useful there. So this is relatively a dead end. Oh, hey.
Well done! Just for that, you can have a new gamer pick.
I have been using one of my Banjo-Kazooie gamer picks since I had a 360. I never switched it over to my avatar. So I wonder what this one is. I'm worried now that if I ever change it, I'll never be able to change it back to the Banjo-Kazooie gamer pick. So I've just had it there for years and years. Yeah, Talon Torpedo, that's the name of the move. Oh.
How much for the worthless old page?
Far from worthless, my friend. I was told that page comes from the legendary Cheeto book.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. I'm afraid I won't take less than 5 doubloons for it. I don't get quality like that in here every day.
So I see.
Let's do it.
Welcome back. The page is still available if you want it.
I'm sure it still would be here next year.
It would still be 5 doubloons. Do I have a sale? What do you say?
Aye.
Right, friend. Let's see some gold. A pleasure doing business. Pleasure help. Please help yourselves.
2, 1, 12. Yep, it was 12 last time. Such a great animation. He hits himself with his own register. Oh, here's a good opportunity to get up close and personal with a Cheeto page. Check out some of the markings on this. Interesting, interesting. Obviously, I think they're meaningless, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, I like seeing that kind of thing. That there is a an alphabet that exists beyond the confines of the English language. You know, obviously they do use English and certainly Roman characters. I mean, just look at the Jollies sign, but I think that Cheeto is more ancient. Right. Well, I think this is a good enough place as any to end. Thank you for everyone who turned out for the stream. We will be plunging the depths of Atlantis starting off in the next one, and maybe we'll find our way back to Witchy World if anyone really wants to dig their heels in on some of the stuff I missed. Although it might make more sense to go back to some of those earlier worlds after we've acquired a few more moves. I know that in Witchy World itself, we need to get the sticky shoe move. I forget what they're called. To get up that area, that place in Area 51. So, at any rate, check us out on Patreon. This is, the requisite plug that I do at the end of every episode. Of course, Involuntary Twitching was brought to you by our Patreon patrons since we hit a milestone tier. But if you donate, there are loads of rewards. Starting at $1, we'll send you stickers in the mail if you give us $1 a month. If you give us $2 donation, you're automatically whitelisted to the to the DK Vine Minecraft server. That's been a lot of fun for the PC and Mac version of Minecraft users on that. Unfortunately, there's not feature parity and cross support between the PC Mac version and the Windows 10 mobile and console editions, but from this year's E3, that seems to be something that Mojang is working towards. So fingers crossed on that front. Maybe we can all sail together at some point on in Minecraft. Yeah. Check out the Patreon. Check out DK Vine itself. We have lots of great content on YouTube. Some stuff from E3. Lots of interviews with the folks from Rare will be going up soon. So subscribe to our YouTube page and just generally check us out. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr. We're all over that stuff. But for my part, thank you for watching. Thanks to all of you hanging out with me on your Sunday morning, or for the UK Sunday afternoon, or for Australia Monday night or Monday morning, early wee hours. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Cheers, everyone.